WCTC's real-time talk. Like 1450 WCTC on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at 1450 WCTC. Jersey Central with Bert Barron.
Think we could listen to the radio or something?
On the new Talk Radio 1450 WCTC.
7:09. Welcome to hour number 2 of Jersey Central on the new Talk Radio 1450 WCTC, the voice of Central Jersey. It is Bert. Good morning. Good to have you here. Couple contests coming up this hour. Some remaining pairs of tickets for tonight's Bert Barron night at TD Bank Ballpark with the Somerset Patriots. We'll do our America Lyric Challenge game coming up, too. I'll give you the lyric from a popular America, the band song. If you can identify the lyric, you'll win tickets to see them at State Theater in February, and also 2 $25 gift certificates to 2 outstanding restaurants in downtown New Brunswick. So all that coming up here in the 7 o'clock hour. Let's get to the Jersey Central Newsmaker Hotline, and we're just about a week or so away from the 8th annual Bowl for Hunger fundraising event that is happening in Hope Lawn, organized by my guest who's joining us, Assemblyman Craig Coughlin, who was with us this morning here on WCTC. Good morning, Assemblyman. It's Bert Barron. How are you?
Good morning, Bert. How are you?
I'm
nice
good.
To be with you.
Good to have you here this morning. When I saw that this was coming back already, the Bowl for Hunger in its 8th year, I said this is the year that WCTC is going to get involved. So we're going to have our own bowling team next year, so we're looking forward to that. But talk about this Bowl for Hunger event and how this is put together and what brought this about each year.
Well, thank you, and thanks for having me, and I look forward to you participating. It started when I first got elected. I represent the great privilege of representing the folks in Woodbridge, Sayreville, South Amboy, Perth Amboy, and Carteret. And it was back. I first took office back in 2010, and as you may recall, the unemployment situation was much higher than it is today, and there were a lot of people who really depended on food banks. That's lessened a little bit, but there's still 32 in that district, and I wanted to do something beyond serving in the legislature to help the community, and I was at a food pantry opening in Perth Amboy, and I went outside after it was, the ribbon cutting was done. It was a new one, and saw the folks lined up, and it struck me how many people really depend on it, and of all shapes and sizes. Hunger knows no ethnic or racial or gender bounds, and so I went to work with my staff, and we put together the Bowl for Hunger, and we're now in our 8th year, and we're real proud of the work that we do, and then the people that we're able to help. So it's been a good run, and it's actually an event that has kind of taken on a life of its own because it's a lot of fun. There's some bad bowling.
We'll contribute in that department.
If you're anything like your softball team that plays my colleague Joe Vitale, we can count on that. I think you guys are 0-19 in the last 19 years. He raises money for the folks who don't know, right? You annually play in a softball game to raise money for Habitat for Humanity. And I kind of stole the idea from Joe to do something outside of the bounds of legislating, to do something to give back. So. We're real proud. We've raised about $155,000 over the 7 years.
That's great.
So to those 32 pantries. Yeah.
Yep. So it's going to be at Majestic Lanes in Hope Lawn, and it's 1 week from today. Now there's 2 sessions that are going to be happening. There's a first session that begins at 5:30. That's the one that WCTC and Tommy G are going to be a part of. There's a second session that's later. That's from 8 to 10, and there's still some opportunities for teams, for individual bowlers who maybe want to get involved, and for just a mere $20 to come on out and help contribute to the food banks and really help to fight hunger here in central New Jersey. $20, a great night, great bowling, have some fun, meet some terrific people, and we're real excited to be a part of this year. Still some opportunities, though, Assemblyman, for people to
There really is.
Yeah.
In fact, could I give a number?
Go right ahead. Sure.
Give a call. It's 732-754-5970. Or you can email bowlforhungerfundraiser@gmail.com. And it's important everybody knows, we have some terrific partners, Middlesex Water and Raritan Bay Medical Center. They've been there right from the beginning. Woodbridge Metro Chamber of Commerce has also picked up, a large part of the organizational work that goes into this, along with, I want to really especially thank Dan Harris from my staff. He donates his time, volunteers, spends countless amount of hours helping put this together. But it's a real fun event. Like I said, it's there are 2 sessions. folks, businesses use it as a little bit team building things. So it's a lot of fun, and you're doing it for a good cause. And as you point out, it's not real expensive.
Yeah, it's very worthy. Of course, it benefits the 19 district food banks. So definitely get involved. And as I mentioned, we're going to be at the early session. Our team, Assemblyman, is called Strike, Spare, and On the Air. So I think we got a. Our bowling will be awful, but we've got a pretty slick name, I think. So it'll be myself and Tommy G, and we've put together some of our various sidekicks and show contributors and station staffers, and I want to thank them for getting involved. But we've got a team of 6, and we're going to be bowling in the 5:30 session on Thursday. So we're real excited about that. Let's.
You want me to have put up the lane, blockers?
The bumpers,
blockers?
That might help my score if we go for bumper bowling, Assemblyman. That might help me. Before we wrap up, let's just back up a little bit to the beginning of the month and the budget situation that we had over the July 4th holiday weekend. Your name, of course, has come up as perhaps being the next Speaker of the Assembly, which I would love that. Let me just say, I think that would be fantastic for Central Jersey. I didn't think it was fair for the governor to kind of single out the current Speaker, Prieto, as being the entire reason behind the state budget. Was it kind of unfair for the governor to kind of point at Vincent Prieto and say, you know what, we have no budget because of this guy? That didn't seem fair to me. Talk about from your perspective what was going on then.
Well, I think what there was is, look, legislation and legislating can be tricky things, and people have principled positions, and I think Speaker Prieto did relative to the Horizon bill, and as a result, people, this is not legislating shouldn't be. As simple as people just sitting down and talking. Sometimes you have to stand up for something. And so I think he did in that position. I think the governor had his position. And I think that, it was a difficult situation. It weighs on you that people are actually not going to be able to get the services that the state provides. People are not going to be able to go to work. So therefore, they're not going to get paid. Although I'm confident we're going to pass a bill when we go back in session. We have a session on July 31st. We're going to be able to authorize the payment of those folks because they were prepared to go to work. It was that we couldn't agree on the budget. So sometimes it takes longer, and I think in this case it was something that just had to get worked through, and we all wish it had been gotten through quicker. And more effectively or more efficiently. But sometimes these things just happen.
Yeah, I'm glad it was resolved quickly, as I think a lot of people in our state here. So thank you for your involvement there, Assemblyman, and for going to work for the people of New Jersey every day. It really means a lot to me. So thank you for all you do,
Thanks.
Not just for Central Jersey, but for our state on the whole. So thank you so much. And I'm looking forward to having some bowling fun with you next week in Hope Lawn there. So we'll continue to promote this for you, Assemblyman. And thanks for the time this morning.
I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
And
thank
by the
you.
way,
yeah.
By the way, Bert, just let me wish you good luck. I understand you're a nominee for the Large Market Personality of the Year for the National Broadcast Association
I am.
Tony Award.
Thank you.
That's a big deal.
That means a lot.
And
Thanks.
I hope you get it. I'm rooting for you.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Assemblyman.
All right, I'll look forward to see you next week.
You bet. Look forward to it. Thanks so much. All right, Assemblyman Craig